Okay, well, my name is Yersalem Cannon. And my poem is called Introduction. I reached out for him tonight, but he denied me at the risks. Subtly, before intertwining our elegant little fingers, he retracted his hand, saying, "No, I will not be your father tonight. I will not allow you to metaphorically replace him with me. I will not allow myself to dance wildly upon your heartstrings, knowing it's to the rhythm of his breathing you need him. But because you can't have him, you use me." See, I was always able to get dressed quicker in the dark, unable to stop and catch a glimpse of myself in a mirror, reminiscent on what I could have been if you would have stayed in my life. Father. I never knew what this meant until I got a step in front of it. Unable to stop glancing back into mirrors, irrelevant. They never told me much anyways, other than I had your big brown eyes and your hearty smile. But because you have decided to never step foot into my life, I have tripped many times over those four letters, love. Seems to come easily to those who are searching, and heartbreak seems to come often to those who were never accustomed enough to love, to give it in the first place. You have burdened me with the curse of always searching for a hand to hold, someone to tell me I am beautiful, inform me that I can be anything I want to be in life, and that boys only want that one thing. See, Father, if you were here, I would have known these things, but you are not. So I had to learn the hard way. And when a boy whispered the tall tale of my beauty into my ears and tried to crawl his ways into my pants, I allowed it. And in that moment, the physical replaced the emotional, substituted for all those times you were supposed to teach me how to ride a bike, bounce a basketball, carry myself with little swag in my step like I own this place. You have disappointed me. So my shoulders may hang low a bit, and I am sorry, but I will never forgive you for not being there that day. That a grown man pushed me in a corner and robbed me of my innocence like it was child's play. You should have killed him. Fury should have boiled in your blood, and I should have had confidence enough to tell you, but I didn't. You weren't around enough to care anyways, but that's all right. Because through losing you, I have gained myself, learned to do things my way. And although it may take plenty of trials and errors, I eventually found the right way, which is God. He is more of a father to me than you could have ever been, and I am successful. I plan to stay this way until the day I die, but until then, my name is Yersalem. My favorite colors are purple and white. My eyes look prettier when the sun is shining, and I have a mole under the right side of my chin. See, I am beautiful, inside and out. My heart is full of the love I'm learning to give myself, so I thank you for shaping me into the young woman I am today, and for the woman that I plan to be tomorrow.
And this is a poem called Dr. Professor Lawyer in Space. Remember when you were younger and your teacher asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" A doctor, a lawyer, a professor, all three in space, like Patrick the Starfish. Remember that from SpongeBob? It's what you watched after your veterinarian preparation, your groundbreaking scientist training, your math doesn't apply to me because I'm going to be a famous musician classes. After you're done with your A, B, CEOs of the future, when you were finished learning, 1, 2, maybe 3 of you would actually accomplish something. Think about it. Was it you? Remember when you were younger and your teacher asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And there are no stupid questions, but that one's close. And there are no wrong answers, but yours isn't right. What do you want to be? An astronaut, a fireman, a tree? Because, face it, some of you were that kid. But since one has what you do for a living defined who you are, I don't want to be a professor because professors are boring, and I don't want to be a lawyer because I care, and I don't want to be an astronaut because, have you ever been an astronaut? I mean, I haven't. Who knows what they're like? Maybe they're creepy child molesters, or maybe they're dangerous serial killers, or maybe they're just nice people, but I just want to be me. So when my teacher asks, "What do you want to be?" I said, "Christopher Allen, and I'll always be me." Figuratively, I never really said that. I was always the kid who wanted to be a tree. And before you laugh, come on. Trees are cool. But in the end, what you do is not who you are. Because I've met honest politicians and I've met smart janitors and I have yet to meet a kind lawyer, but I'm sure there's at least one. And I have no clue what I want to do, but I know what I want to be. Yes, I want to be successful, and yes, I want to make a difference. But I also want to be a good person. I want to be honest and trustworthy. I want to be hopeful, optimistic, and maybe, just maybe, I want to be a tree.
My name's Natasha. This poem is called Gaia. Mother, humble we kneel at your feet, touching once, twice, thrice, and ask that you accept these token offerings. Our insatiable appetites emerge sightless, senseless, into form, birthed from the fertile soils of your womb to feed gaping gullets with unconditional love, as only a mother could. Caress our face, your fingertips to lips, we ask of you much more, and so shall you give. Madre, when piety sinks to ocean depths in rock, and so cannot be contained, we drill for blackened soup. As sustenance our goblets flow with heart blood rise to blanket watery sins with multi-hued suffocate slick in brilliant sun. Our briny altar to your steadfast love. Kiss soft our cheeks and shed no tear, for we are your chosen, and so shall we take. Maman, homage to silver pulp stored in silicon lock and key seep arsenical through glistening skin. We strip your body bare and give you back such forms of carbon lust, our just exchange. For effluent love, the air we breathe, unable to stop this mad pursuit, we fall on grounded knee and cry aloud for you. Hold close ourselves, your breast. Can you now see how thus we are so lost? Maji, we anoint the center of your heart, our plastic jewel, so placed to swirl through currents of time and space, compounded waste of countless lives to gather thus, and uncontained as foul in drifting seas. It swells our gifts of love, for we are yours through flesh and blood. These bonds cannot be cut. Your whisper still resounds inside this fading light we cup so dear inside our palm. Ma, filled with rot from wired lives, we are blind and so see not but nuclear dust on golden eyes. Our gratitude glows against cobalt skies, the platinum curls of angelic hair. Please take this garland of our shard and drape your throat, so thus constrict your beauty reins. You reach but cannot touch our sense, and so we turn in shade our sacred contracts broke. Mana, we, your incubus by natural law, must love, and thus with each day past we press our dying hands in paralyzed awe and bow in reverent prayer. You asked for naught but our respect through all this time, and this we could not give. Is it too late, this sinking sun that sets our soul to dark? Ama, through dried brush plain and ochre red, your kaleidoscope, we tear your clothes and leave you charred. In burning fire may we remember all that is and no longer here for us to love, our folly does consume. But Ma, you taught us not and doomed to endless rhyme, the past forgot. This cycle must we repeat, unchecked, unchained, for those to come. Destroy. Matrice, forgive us, please, we beg of you, for we knew not, and we could not attempt to be another way.